I think there's no compliment bigger than when a fan will come up to me and literally will hug me and they start crying because they're like, I didn't ever think I was gonna meet you, but your song got me through a very hard part in my life. And that is really the most touching thing ever. To know that words that I wrote resonated with somebody who maybe wouldn't have got through a difficult moment in their time had they not played my song over and over again. I don't even know how to describe that feeling to you. I don't even know how it feels. Just to know that you've touched someone on that level is incredible. It's happened a number of times. It happened just recently. A person DM'd me on Twitter. No, he didn't DM me. He tweeted at me a very long essay about how he couldn't cope with life and my song just got him through it. I DM'd him back a personal message to say, you know, a little something, whatever I said to him, just to, you're good, you got a friend in me if you know what I mean? And God knows what that might have meant to him, but you know, if somebody did that for me, I'd appreciate it, you know what I mean? And that's what I think is the power of music.
The reason I make music is because I really honestly believe music saved me again and again and again and again. And I think you'll find that a lot of musicians feel the same. Like, we weren't necessarily the popular kids, we weren't necessarily the hot kids, we weren't those, you know. So I just went to the piano room and practiced and practiced and practiced, and that's what got me through. And certain songs all through my life, to this day, to this very day, there's certain songs that, you know, when I'm feeling so down, I listen to a song and I'm just like, oh my God, that helps me through the day. And it's not necessarily that it's a positive song, but that's a song where I feel like, you wrote that about me, man, you wrote that about me. So I don't think songs always have to be positive, they just have to be real, about a real experience. I feel music can heal, I think music can unite, I think music is God's language. It's so deep for me. And I think that's why I think us as musicians, we have responsibilities to think about what we're trying to achieve with our tracks. Don't put out some crappy, I wrote this in 2 minutes thing. Think about it, because when it works, it's such a powerful medium and it unites all over. It's a universal language.
Well, I can talk from experience, music, and it's an old cliche, but I can say music really, literally did save my life. It's kept me going all these years and it's given me something to live for. And I say that from personal experience. I do believe it really can be a lifeline for people. It is a light at the end of the tunnel. It's a form of creativity which touches you on a deeper level. And I don't know anyone who doesn't like music. You know, everyone from every walk of background loves and enjoys music. It's a universal language. And in London, which is such a diverse capital in the world, you know, music, you get so many different styles of music that are evolving and being born here in London. And I just feel that, you know, if music's got such a power to inspire and influence people. So I can personally say I think it can really help people in dark moments. Meditation, listening to music that can soothe you, listening to music that just touches you and makes you think a little bit, you know. I definitely think through mental health, I think more work could be done bringing music in to help people get through their problems and depressions, yeah.
Well, that's, for me, my passion for Laura Mavuna came from a similar situation. I was actually married and was quite unhappy in my marriage. And I remember just having her album on repeat because there was a real sense that, you know, her songs were speaking what I wanted to say but couldn't say for whatever reason. And I think that it's that whole thing about expression again. And you know, also as somebody that is a dancer, for me, it was always about releasing what I wanted to say through movement. The lyrics of a song would do that for me, and then I could move and sort of say it that way. So I think it's hugely important, and for me it's really frustrating in the way that education's going at the minute with this kind of battle against the arts and, you know, this EBAC with maths, English, science and humanities and languages, and, you know, they're so important. And actually look at young people, look at the problems they're facing. As you say, 1 in 4 with mental health issues. You know, the arts are there to deal with all of those sorts of things, and unless we give young people an opportunity to be able to express themselves creatively, what's going to happen? Are they going to be able to cope with these situations that they're going to go through in life? And I know personally for me, I wouldn't be able to cope without music. It does get you through things, and you know, you can listen to a song and it can completely change your mood. There's a reason why they talk about in churches, there's a lot of controversy about worship and the fact that, you know, how much of it is God and how much of it is the songs, because songs are so powerful. And they can be incredibly uplifting. I see it in my little girl, you know, Happy goes on by Pharrell and she's up and dancing. And then another song will come on and she'll say, Mummy, don't play that, it makes me feel sad. And she's 4, you know, she doesn't understand the lyrics necessarily, but she gets the feeling of the music. And I think that we've got to appreciate its value and its worth in helping people deal with all sorts of situations, whatever their age, wherever they are. It's a beautiful tool to use.
Music is everything, you know, you listen to music through everything throughout the day. Music can change your emotion, change how you feel on different things. You know, if you're in the gym, you might want to listen to a certain type of music. If I'm at work, I want to listen to music, you know. It's just, I don't know how that effect happens, but everybody knows the impact of music, and I think it's really important. It's the reason why we're here, doing what we do. So I can't emphasize the importance of music.
I think music is very, very important, and that's obviously a little biased from my perspective as a producer, DJ, music lover, but it's also not just that. I think that I kind of wrote about this earlier this week. It's just like all of our lives, you know, we're told like, you know, this is what a hero looks like. A hero looks like, you know, a firefighter, a doctor, and these sort of things. And it's just like those professions are heroic, you know, or they have those qualities in it, and they're very important and they're dope. But there's also a lot of other ways to save lives, you know. And it's just the other ways of saving lives can't be counted as easily. You know, you can't say that this you know, artist saved this many person's lives. And this is also, you know, not even just, you know, music, but across the field of art, but especially music. It just has an incredible power to reach people. And I think that before in my life, people had told me like, oh, you know, artists are, you know, musicians and artists, you know, music artists are really, really important. And, you know, while you need all these different people in the society to make the fabric of it function, you know, like the people to work, you know, and do construction, you need them. And you need the people that are going to help you out if you get sick. And then, you know, people would say, oh, and, you know, these are artist friends, like, and you need music because that just helps people, and, you know, it can lift them up, it can inspire them, it can do so many things. And while I understood it sort of in my own life to be true, I, for some reason, never bought into it entirely. And like I said, I feel like a lot of that has to do with what I've been told and what we've all been told about, you know, who is it that helps people in the world. And the more that I do this and the more like I get discouraged, you know, stuff happens, but I get inspired from, you know, other people, and the music really helps me. And then, you know, people come up to me and, you know, I'm kind of like incredulous. I'm just like, whoa, like, I didn't know that, you know, I did that. And it's not anything to do with ego. It's just like, wow, like, that's crazy and that's cool that, you know, my music, for whatever it's worth, was able to help you out of that. And I've gotten messages from people like that. And so I think it really can be just really, really, really powerful to change people's lives, to save them, you know, to help them through stuff. And for me, you know, it just, my own experience is like, you know, it's a lot of people. You put on headphones, or you put on a record, or you put on something, you're at home, and like, you know, you had a mood, or maybe you were just okay and things were whatever, and then that song comes on and maybe it's nostalgic and it sort of brings you a place, or it's something new that just feels really fresh and is inspiring and really helps you to sort of, you know, yeah, make it through at you know, at your worst stage, make it through your day, make it through your week, and at the best, just really inspire you to be more, and that is in whatever you might do as an artist or otherwise.
You know, those people, you know, communicating messages, positivity, religious messages through Sufi music. And through the centuries, music has kind of been always there for people as, you know, it is the oldest form of entertainment. You know, things like, you know, TV, the internet, cinema, all of this just came along, you know, in the last 100 years, but music's been around for 700-800 years. And you know, music, I feel, is something that can not just invoke different emotions from sadness to happiness, but music is something that can genuinely make you feel better. You know, it can kind of give you that shot of adrenaline and can give you that pick-me-up. it can also kind of give you solace as well. So I feel that, you know, music is the oldest form of entertainment. It's been around, you know, for nearly 1,000 years, and it will continue to be around for thousands more years because, you know, it's so unique, it's so diverse. It's like one music producer, a really famous music producer, said to me, I said, you know, do you have any unfulfilled ambitions? And he said to me, you know, music is like a tiny little, what I do is a tiny little drop in a huge ocean. And, you know, I can live so many lifetimes, but I will never be able to fully explore that ocean. And that is the beauty of music and the beauty of popular music.
I think music's an essential part of life, actually, because it's something which identifies a person. Like not one person will be able to say that their favourite song is the same as that person or the person sitting next to them. Everyone has different tastes. Everyone has a soundtrack for different moments in their life. So I think it's very important for a person in general. In terms of my favourite artist, I think it's very difficult to choose, but it would most likely be Michael Jackson or Prince, who sadly passed away, but you know, he was a great icon. So those guys, Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, Prince, and listening to their music, kind of, it was while I was growing up, you know. So you take great influence in that, just in everyday life. I don't think there was one moment where I can say, oh, that helped me through that moment. It's just, like I said, it's kind of the soundtrack of your life. So in every moment there will be a track, whether it's, you know, whether it's a good time or a bad time.